What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know we had to start off with a little Brutale cold start. Today we were working on our Ninja H2, not the Brutale. We're still waiting on parts, unfortunately. It's been a couple years, but we have this beautiful H2 to pull out and start slapping on some fairings. Right now, we're gonna take a quick break and open up over $150 worth of tools for the shop. I got all these tools for my workshop for under $150 shipped to my door. I was tired of having messy drawers. I got a bunch of magnetic socket organizers, which is a game changer for efficiency around the shop. If you guys are looking to get quality tools for your workshop from Temu, I have a special deal. You can get $100 off your order with the link in the description or the QR code on screen. Plus, these organizers for my socket drawer are a game changer when it comes to finding what I need. I've been needing a large socket set for motorcycle axles, and large wrenches is something I've been missing in this shop. Man, organization, you gotta love it. We are about to try something that I have no idea if it's gonna work or not. We are putting together the right side rear set with the brake lever and all of those components, and one of our springs I forgot to order, but here's the old one and it's all twisted up. Well, as you guys know, steel has memory. So I'm gonna put some heat to this spring and see if it goes right back into place. First we'll turn on the propane coming out. Okay, nothing happened just yet. It did get very hot very quickly. Maybe I need to put a vice grip on top and push it down as I heat it up. We're gonna have to put you guys on the tripod. Okay, this sucker is not moving anywhere now. Maybe I ruined it. Let's see. So I was able to move those springs back into place very easily. Now, I guess it looks all right. And when I pushed those springs back into place, I barely put any pressure on it. Once it was just hot enough, it almost felt like they just wanted to go right back into place. Now, just to test if it's stretchy or not, the top up there, grab the bottom. Decent amount of tension on that, that's nice. Just ran some cool water over it. The true test will be the installation on that rear brake pedal. Well, unfortunately, we ordered some aftermarket bar ends for this Ninja H2, and they are the right thread pitch, but the wrong diameter. These ones don't thread in, but the OEM ones do, so might just have to bite the bullet and buy a new set of OEM ones, as the other ones are all scuffed up. But these are expensive, which is why I went with aftermarket. Now, we got the grip on the left side and the right side installed, and the right side came with a new throttle grip tube, so we just quickly installed that with the throttle cables, and look at that. No play at all. And also on this rear brake, we've got everything connected for the rear brake lever and this rear master cylinder, which is very interesting to see because there's a snap ring in there that holds all this together. I've never replaced one of these before. Now, unfortunately, the spring for our foot peg did not come in, so we can't put this together. Otherwise, this would be 100% complete. Now, moving on to the rear, we have a ton of brackets for our rear speed sensor harness and the brake line. All of these brackets and bolts will make sure these lines are nice and secure all the way up to the main harness, so that they don't interfere with the chain or the rear wheel. Then after we finalize the rear swing arm routing, we've got some OEM goodies to open up right there. And finally, that hose for our cooling system came in. We got that installed along with a new case saver piece. The other one was driving me nuts with those scratches in the bottom, so I'm glad we changed this out, and it was pretty cheap. Just the tiny details. Now we've got a few other pieces here like this bracket. Now, what do you guys think this goes to? If you guessed ABS, you're right. This is our ABS bracket that mounts right on the front of the frame here. And the reason why I got this is, you can see on the back side of our bracket, the rear tab is completely missing. And at first I thought it was broken in the accident. But this aftermarket intercooler system has a hose that runs from the intercooler box in the airbox all the way to the front intercooler radiator right here. And that hose runs directly underneath the ABS module pump. And in order for this routing to be possible, the ABS pump has to be pushed up and out a little bit. So there's no way for this bracket to bolt to the frame anymore with the way the ABS pump has moved forward. So I didn't realize this until I had ordered this bracket, but we do not need this. And another thing we don't need is an O2 sensor. I contacted Travis Yeager, the guy who did all of the custom modifications to this H2, and I asked him, hey, do I need an O2 sensor for this Ninja H2? Because there was one on the exhaust, but the wires were cut right at the end. And he told me that whoever tuned this bike didn't have one of these caps, so they simply just cut the wires on the O2 sensor and removed the rest of this harness. Because tuned H2s do not run an O2 sensor. Travis told me that this O2 sensor actually interferes with the tuning on the ECM right here on these H2s, so they just remove the O2 sensor altogether. And no O2 sensor does not throw a fault code on this H2. So that was another wasted purchase, but maybe we can get some money back from these two pieces selling them. Now, another piece we're missing is our radiator reservoir. When we got the bike, this was completely gone and snapped off, so I really have no idea where this goes, but I'm pretty sure this mounts inside the fairings. So let's get all our fairings unboxed out of the wrapping paper and install them on this bike. Alright, first piece of the fairing kit on, the nose. Now, it wasn't as easy as just slapping this piece on. We had a lot of modules to figure out behind it. We finally figured out where the ECU mounts, the fuse box, the suspension control harness right there, relay in there, along with all the connectors that route to the handlebars and across to the other side of the harness. They sure do pack everything in one place on this bike. But how are you guys feeling on this red so far? I think we'll get a better look at the whole bike complete once we throw these gradient side fairings on, so let's do that next. Well, we've got the gradient side fairings on. That beautiful red to black fade down the side of the bike. And man, that looks so mean. Now, these fairings are actually really easy to install, and this side is all tightened down while the other side has a much larger gap in here because the whole intake tube runs right here all the way up to the front nose and then actually clips in right behind this front nose piece, where all of the headlight pieces are right here and the front daytime running lights, DRLs, are right here. Now we've got some more tank pieces along with these pieces down here to throw on and see how it looks. Plus some OEM Kawasaki mirrors to see what that looks like. Let's get these installed and see what it looks like. Well, that was the easiest fairings we've ever done, hands down. Now let me explain this color scheme to you guys. Forget about the seat and the tank. We were gonna go with a carbon tank and we're redoing the stitching on the seat. I wanted to spice it up and try a gradient red to blue, but this H2 was very difficult to do that on. Because this bike is so bulky, there is so much extra space that is not covered by the fairings on like a Yamaha or a CBR Fireblade. So I was hoping to get some gradient blue to black in the rear, but it just didn't happen because there's such big gaps. And the little bit of red to black that you see up here is pretty tiny compared to how big the rest of this bike is. Although these fairings were super easy to fit and the finish on them was great, I don't know if I like this color scheme. It is so tough to see a final product when the fairings are not on the bike and they're just in the box. Now this tank cover is definitely something we won't be running. I'm still working on that carbon tank. And we also won't be running any covers underneath the exhaust on the side of the belly on both sides so we can completely show off that titanium exhaust once it changes colors. And what is so interesting about this H2 fairing design is everything is completely exposed. You can see right through the trellis frame all the way into those injectors, the hose routing for the radiator. That's not normal at all on like a Yamaha or Honda. Also, this bike is so wide, and it even sticks out on the left side even farther because we have that intake tube that comes out and runs all the way up. Now the windscreen and the mirrors we just slapped in, and these mirrors are an interesting design. There's a flap you have to poke up to then put in the bolts for the mirror, which is something we've never dealt with before. And with those slapped into place, they're nice and clean, but you're gonna have to pop those out to get to that bolt on each side. So here's the part of the video where I need your guys' help. Do we go carbon with this bike, or do we keep this color scheme and try to adjust it? Let's put this front fender on and see how that looks and get this bike off the front stand. Okay, so it's confirmed. This does look like an H2 now. Now the real question is, do we keep this color scheme or do we go carbon? I think if we keep this color scheme, we'll have to switch up some colors here and there because of the body lines. But if we go carbon, we'll be able to just throw on the carbon and the body will be accented by the little bits of carbon here and there because it's not a full flowing fairing. It just kind of flows in little places and lets the rest of the bike be exemplified. And yeah, don't worry about this seat. We'll have a different color and stitch, custom stitch on the way. And we're working on that special carbon tank. Believe it or not, I still have an $800 order from OEM Kawasaki parts on the way for multiple small items that were missing on the spike, like a rectifier that plugs in on the inside of this belly fairing, OEM bar ends on both sides, these special DRLs that sit in the middle here and actually are pretty cool. Plus a couple other pieces that will just make this bike 100%. But I want to hear from you guys, so let me know in the comments and we'll do whatever you guys decide. But that is going to be all for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. We will catch you guys in the next one. See ya. All right, a little bonus content for you guys. Also, me and the fam are back from vacation, and here's a few snippets of that. Well, good morning, guys. Here's a little bonus content from California. Just got done on a walk with my sister, and now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of why California is so special to me. Where is that? Oh, here it is. We have finally got our new windscreen for this track R6. A couple bonus videos ago, I wanted to show you guys we were gonna replace this because this one is pretty nasty and it's what you see out of when you're racing down the track. And well, we ordered the wrong one. So hopefully this is the right one. Let's open it up. Okay, and hopefully this is the right match. Oh yeah, let's go. Quick little test fit with one hand. Oh yeah, much better. Paint on the front is a little chippy on this track fairings, but a clear glass, man, that totally brightens up the front. Let's swap over these little grommets. It's super easy, just pull them out through the bottom. And funny enough, these things are actually super expensive if you order them OEM. So it's actually better to just get like a 100-piece kit of these on eBay. Although the eBay ones tend to strip out, so you just gotta be real gentle with them. Now, I'm gonna put those in on this new one. And sometimes these things don't even fit because the molding on these windshields is a little small, so you gotta use the persuader. Just like that, with a little persuasion, they're all in. Now, we get to install it. And there we go, all bolted in. We'll see you guys.